My girlfriend painted our rental apartment lavender with glitter while I was at work. The landlord just sent me a $14,800 bill. My girlfriend said, "I made us a magical space, babe, don't you love it?" When I walked into our apartment yesterday after work, I said, "What the hell did you do?" What happened next is costing me everything I've saved and might end with me in court. I'm Noah, 29, data engineer in Seattle. I've been renting a 550 SQFT studio in a pre-war building in Capitol Hill for 2 years. Beautiful place, original hardwood floors, crown molding, the whole vintage vibe. My lease is in my name only. Rent is $1,850 a month plus $2,200 security deposit. My girlfriend Talia, 27, moved in with me about 4 months ago. She's a content creator, makes those aesthetic apartment decor videos on TikTok and Instagram. I thought it was cool at first. She'd rearrange furniture, add plants, take pretty photos, harmless stuff. Yesterday I left for work at 7 am like always. Talia texted me around 10 am saying she had a surprise project she was working on. I figured maybe she bought new throw pillows or something. She does that. I got home at 6:30 p.m. The moment I opened the door, I was hit with this overwhelming chemical smell, like paint fumes times 1,000. My eyes literally watered. And then I saw it. Every single wall was lavender, not just the walls, the ceiling, the trim, the kitchen cabinet doors, all painted this pale lavender purple color. And it wasn't even regular paint, it had this glitter top coat on it, actual sparkles embedded in the paint. The whole apartment looked like the inside of a unicorn's ass. Talia was standing there with her ring light and camera, absolutely beaming. Surprise. I did a 24-hour transformation, don't you love it? I just stood there, I couldn't even process what I was seeing. Talia, this is a rental, we can't paint rental apartments. She laughed like I was being ridiculous. Babe, it's fine, it looks so much better now. That beige was so depressing. This is an upgrade, plus I got it all on video for my channel. This is going to blow up. I checked the walls closer. The paint was thick, uneven in some places, drips on the hardwood floor. The crown molding, which is original to the building from the 1920s, was completely covered in lavender paint, glitter seeping into the carved details. The smoke detector had paint on it. The thermostat had glitter on it. I tried opening the window to air out the fumes. The window frame was painted shut. How much paint did you use? Who did this? I hired this guy from TaskRabbit, only $300. He did it in like 8 hours, super fast. Oh, and I also had him take off some of that ugly trim and install these LED strip lights I got from Amazon. My stomach dropped. She removed trim. She installed electrical components. In a rental without permission. I grabbed my phone and called Mr. Delgado, my landlord. He's this older guy, really chill, manages the building himself. Mr. Delgado, hi, it's Noah in 3B. I need to report something. My girlfriend painted the apartment without permission. I just got home and found it. There was a long pause. She painted the walls, ceiling, trim, cabinet doors, everything, and installed LED strips. Another pause. Noah, your lease specifically states no alterations without written consent, and that's a pre-war building with historic details. I'll be there in 20 minutes. He showed up with his building inspector clipboard and a camera. The moment he walked in, his face went gray. Holy mother of, Noah, this is bad, this is really bad. He started documenting everything, taking photos from every angle. He tried the emergency exit door in my unit, it's painted shut too. This is a fire code violation. You've blocked your secondary egress. I have to report this to the HOA and the city immediately. Talia finally seemed to realize this wasn't going well. It's just paint. You can paint over it. Mr. Delgado turned to her. Young lady, this isn't regular paint. This is oil-based paint with a glitter sealant topcoat, on historic millwork, on original hardwood. The HOA requires specific paint types and colors to maintain the building's character. You've covered smoke detectors, painted shut windows and doors, removed architectural elements, and installed unauthorized electrical. This isn't cosmetic. This is property damage and safety violations. He looked at me with what I can only describe as pity. Noah, I'm going to need to get a restoration estimate. This is going to be expensive, really expensive. Your deposit isn't going to cover this. That was last night. This morning, I got an email from Mr. Delgado with a preliminary estimate from the building's HOA-approved contractor. $14,800. That includes specialized paint stripping to remove oil-based paint and glitter sealant without damaging the historic millwork, $4,200. Patching, priming, and repainting entire unit to building standard colors, $3,800. Replacing 2 doors that are damaged beyond repair, $2,100. Replacing kitchen cabinet door faces, $1,900. Deep cleaning for chemical odors, $800. Emergency egress restoration and fire safety inspection, $1,200. Waste disposal for chemical paint solvents, $800. My $2,200 security deposit will be forfeited. I'm on the hook for the remaining $12,600, due in 15 days per the lease violation clause. Talia's response when I showed her the estimate: "That's insane. It's just paint. He's trying to scam you." I made this place look better. He should be thanking me. I don't have $12,600. I have about $8,000 in savings total. I was saving for a down payment on a car. My lease says I'm financially responsible for any damages caused by occupants. Talia's name isn't on the lease, but she lives here. She did this. But legally, it's on me. Reddit, I'm losing my mind. Is this estimate insane, or is this actually what it costs to fix something like this? And what the hell do I do about Talia? Update 1, posted 2 weeks later. Holy shit, Reddit. Thank you for all the comments. I've been reading every single one during my lunch breaks, and honestly, it's the only thing keeping me sane right now. A lot of you said I needed to get a lawyer immediately and find out if Talia had insurance. A lot of you also called me an idiot for not stopping her sooner or for letting her move in without being on the lease. Yeah, I get it. I messed up. Here's what's happened in the past 2 weeks. First, I did what several of you suggested. I documented everything. I took about 200 photos of every inch of the apartment from multiple angles. I screenshot all of Talia's TikToks and Instagram posts before she could delete them. Spoiler, she tried to delete them. I saved the videos where she's literally talking about surprising my boyfriend and he doesn't know yet. I also saved the ones where she tagged brands. Then I sat Talia down and told her we needed to talk about how we were going to pay for this. Her response: "Why do we need to pay for it? You're the one on the lease." "This is your problem. I was just trying to make our home nice." I'm not kidding. She actually said that like she did me a favor. "Talia, you caused $14,800 in damages to property I'm legally responsible for. You didn't ask my permission. You didn't ask the landlord's permission. You hired a random guy off TaskRabbit to paint and do electrical work in a rental apartment. This is serious. You're being so dramatic. It's paint. And those LED lights make it look so modern. The landlord is just being difficult because he's old and doesn't understand aesthetics." That's when I asked her about the brand collab hashtag on her post. Her face changed. "What about it? Did a brand pay you to paint this apartment?" Long pause. "Not exactly. I mean, kind of. It was a gifted partnership." Turns out, and this is the part that made me see red, Talia had reached out to this LED light company and a boutique paint brand that sells lavender paint specifically for that dreamy aesthetic. They sent her products for free and promised to share her videos if she tagged them. She made 3 TikToks and 2 Instagram reels about the transformation. The most popular one has 340K views. She made content for engagement. In my rental apartment, without my permission. Talia, you realize those brands used you for free advertising and now you're on the hook for $14,800 in damages, right? They're not going to pay for this. Maybe if you weren't so negative about my content creation career, you'd understand that this is how influencer marketing works. I'm building my brand. I told her she needed to move out. She laughed and said I was overreacting and she'd move out when she was ready. So I called my sister, who works in HR and knows more about legal stuff than I do. She told me that since Talia's not on the lease and this is my apartment, I could give her a 30-day notice to vacate. But she also told me something that changed everything. Noah, you need to consult a lawyer about suing her in civil court. $14,800 is above the small claims limit in Washington. If you don't pursue this legally, you're just eating the cost. And if she did this for brand partnerships, there might be more to this. I took her advice. I consulted with a lawyer. First consultation was free. The lawyer looked at everything: my lease, the estimate from Mr. Delgado, Talia's videos, the brand partnerships. Then he said something I didn't expect. Noah, your lease has an indemnity clause. Section 8, paragraph 3. It says that if damages are caused by a guest or occupant who isn't on the lease, you have the right to seek reimbursement from that person for any costs you incur. Talia caused this damage. You're paying the landlord, but you can sue Talia for the full amount plus your legal fees. He also said, there's something else. She tagged this as a brand collaboration. If she received compensation, even in product, and caused property damage in the process of creating that content, the brands might share some liability. I didn't even think of that, so I did something petty. I contacted both brands on Instagram. Professional message. Hi, I'm the tenant of the apartment featured in Talia's username. Recent transformation videos. I wanted to make you aware that the transformation was done without landlord permission in a rental property and has resulted in $14,800 in damages and fire code violations. The landlord is pursuing legal action. Both brands responded within 2 hours. The lead company. We were not aware this was unauthorized. We've removed all shared content and are terminating our partnership with this creator effective immediately. We do not condone property damage. The paint brand. This is concerning. We'll be reaching out to the creator directly. Thank you for informing us. Within 24 hours, both brands had scrubbed Talia's videos from their accounts, and then the paint brand sent her a message demanding she remove all content featuring their products due to liability concerns and violation of our brand partnership terms. Talia came home in tears. Those bitches reported my videos. I'm getting copyright strikes. My account might get suspended. This is your fault for contacting them. My fault. Talia, you painted a rental apartment without permission for brand deals and didn't tell me. You cost me $14,800. What did you think was going to happen? I thought you'd appreciate me making our home beautiful. I thought you loved me. This isn't about love. This is about you making a massive decision that affects my legal and financial standing without asking me, and then refusing to take responsibility. She's currently staying at her friend's place. I gave her written 30-day notice to vacate. My lawyer is preparing a civil suit to recover the $12,600 I'm paying out of pocket after the deposit is forfeited, plus legal fees. Mr. Delgado has been surprisingly cool about this. He feels bad for me. He's letting me stay in the unit during the restoration work as long as I stay in one room while they work on the others in sections. The work starts next week. The estimate is actually going up slightly because they found that the TaskRabbit guy Talia hired removed some of the original trim, and it's damaged beyond repair. They have to source vintage millwork to match the rest of the building. That's an extra $900. Total damage, $15,700. I'm draining my savings. I'm taking out a personal loan for $8,000. I'll be paying this off for the next year and a half. Talia posted one video trying to do damage control, a tearful story time about how she was just trying to do something nice and didn't know it would turn into this, and how her boyfriend won't support her creative expression. The comments destroyed her. People were calling her entitled, irresponsible, and asking how she didn't know you can't paint a rental. She deleted it within 6 hours. I'll update again after the 30 days are up and she's officially moved out, and after I file the lawsuit. Update 2, posted 1 month later. Reddit, I'm back. It's been a month since my last update and things have escalated in ways I didn't expect. First, Talia is officially moved out. But not before spending the 30 days alternating between crying, yelling at me, and posting cryptic Instagram stories about narcissistic abuse and being punished for being creative. Second, The restoration work is done. It took 3 weeks. The place honestly, it looks better than when I moved in. Mr. Delgado said since they had to restore everything anyway, he went ahead and refinished the hardwood floors that had paint damage and updated some of the electrical to modern code. He didn't charge me extra for that. He said he felt bad about the whole situation and I'd been a good tenant for 2 years. I filed the lawsuit 3 weeks ago. Talia has been served. She has 30 days to respond. And here's where it gets interesting and so much worse for her. Remember how I said I contacted those brands? Well, apparently Talia had signed a contract with the paint brand. It was more than just a gifted partnership. She was actually getting paid $500 for the transformation content plus products, with a bonus structure based on engagement. The contract explicitly stated, creator confirms they have permission to use products in any space shown in content and assumes all liability for property damage. She signed it. The paint brand's legal team reached out to my lawyer and provided a copy of the contract. They want to make sure they're not liable. They also mentioned that they're considering pursuing action against Talia for reputational damage because her illegal apartment transformation got associated with their brand. But wait, it gets better. 2 days ago, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. It was a woman named Jessica. Hi, is this Noah? I got your number from the King County Civil Filing Database. I saw you're suing Talia Wallace for property damage. Yes. I'm suing her too. Well, I'm trying to. Did she paint your rental apartment? My stomach dropped. Yes, she did. Wait, she did this to you too? Jessica lived with Talia 2 years ago. Different apartment, different city. Talia was her roommate for 4 months. According to Jessica, Talia painted their shared rental apartment millennial pink with a cloud ceiling, textured paint made to look like clouds, installed without permission, while Jessica was on a work trip. The landlord charged them $8,900 in damages. Jessica paid it because her name was on the lease. She tried to sue Talia in small claims court. Talia never showed up to court. Jessica won by default but could never collect because Talia moved and changed her number. I asked Jessica if she'd be willing to send me documentation of her case. She sent me everything: the original lease, the damage invoice, the small claims judgment, screenshots of Talia's old Instagram posts, before she deleted them, showing the pink apartment transformation. I forwarded it all to my lawyer. My lawyer called me back within an hour. Noah, this is gold. This establishes a pattern of behavior. It shows she knew or should have known this would result in damages because she's done it before and been held liable. This makes your case much stronger. I'm not gonna lie, Reddit, I felt vindicated and pissed. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew it would cause damage. She did it anyway, for content. Then yesterday, something wild happened. Talia's mom called me. Noah, honey, hi. It's Sharon, Talia's mother. We need to talk. I almost hung up, but I didn't. Noah, I just found out what happened with the apartment. Talia told me her version, but I saw the lawsuit papers when I was helping her move her mail. I need you to know something. She paused. Talia has done this twice before. Once in Portland, like you probably found out, and once when she was living with her ex-boyfriend in Tacoma. She gets these ideas in her head and she doesn't think about consequences. She thinks if she makes something look pretty, everyone will love it and forgive her, but it keeps costing people money. Why are you telling me this? I asked. Because her father and I paid for the Tacoma damages, $6,200. We told her we'd never bail her out again, but she doesn't learn. And now she's expecting us to pay for your lawsuit. We're not doing it. She needs to face real consequences this time. She told me that Talia's dad is a retired contractor, and he's been furious about this situation because any idiot knows you don't paint a rental without written permission. Sharon apologized to me. She said she hoped I'd recover my money. She said she and Talia's dad have been trying to get Talia to see a therapist about her impulsive decision-making and lack of boundaries for years, but Talia refuses. I thanked her for calling. I felt weird, like I'm angry at Talia, but also this explained a lot. My court date is in 6 weeks. My lawyer is confident we'll win. The question is whether Talia will actually pay. If she doesn't, we can garnish her wages, but she's a gig worker, content creation, freelance stuff. It's not steady income. I might never see that $13,500, but at least I'm not with someone who values TikTok views more than my financial stability. The apartment looks beautiful now, by the way. Plain beige walls. Original millwork restored and protected. New clear coat on the hardwood. No glitter anywhere. It's boring. It's neutral. It's perfect. Final update posted 3 months later. Final update Reddit. It's been 3 months since I posted update 2, and honestly I didn't think I'd be back here, but here we go. I won. The court date was 2 months ago. Talia showed up with no lawyer, wearing a sundress and carrying a binder full of her TikTok analytics like that was going to help. My lawyer presented the evidence. The lease violation, the damage estimate, the documentation, the brand partnership contract where she admitted she made content in my apartment, the prior Portland case that Jessica provided, and testimony from Mr. Delgado about the building code violations. Talia tried to argue that she was beautifying the space, and that the landlord was overcharging, and that I was retaliating against her for being successful. The judge was not impressed. Judge's ruling: Talia is liable for $13,500 in damages plus $2,400 in my legal fees. Total, $15,900. She has 90 days to pay in full, or we can set up a payment plan, or I can pursue wage garnishment. Talia cried in the courtroom. Told the judge she doesn't have that kind of money. Asked if she could do community service instead. The judge said no, this is a civil judgment for monetary damages, not a criminal sentencing. As we were leaving the courthouse, Talia tried to talk to me. Noah, please, can we work something out privately? I can't afford this. You're ruining my life. I looked at her and said, you ruined your own life when you painted my apartment for TikTok clout without asking. Pay the judgment. That was 2 months ago. She hasn't paid a cent. So last week, my lawyer filed for wage garnishment. We found out she's been working part-time at a boutique marketing agency doing social media management. They'll garnish 25% of her paycheck until the judgment is paid off. At her income level, that's about $320 a month. That means it'll take her 4 years to pay me back. 4 years. I'm never seeing that money in a lump sum. I've accepted it. I took out the loan, I'm paying it off on my own, and every month I'll get a small garnishment payment that I'll put toward the loan. It sucks, but it is what it is. But here's the thing that actually made this worth it. 3 weeks ago, I got a LinkedIn message from a guy named Marcus. He's a property manager for a large apartment complex in Seattle. He was running a background check on a rental applicant and found my case in the public records database. The applicant, Talia. He asked me if I'd be willing to provide a reference or statement about my experience with her as a tenant occupant. I sent him everything. He thanked me. Told me he rejected her application. She texted me 2 days later, absolutely furious. You're actively trying to sabotage my life. I can't even get approved for an apartment now. You got me blacklisted. I didn't respond. I blocked her number, but I didn't get her blacklisted. She got herself blacklisted. Property managers do background checks. Court judgments for property damage show up. That's on her. As for me, I'm doing okay. The loan sucks, but it's manageable. I'm dating someone new. Her name is Rachel. She's a teacher. On our 3rd date, we were talking about living situations, and I told her this whole story. She was horrified. Then she said something that really stuck with me. I would never do that to someone I love. If I wanted to paint something, I'd ask first. Or I'd paint a canvas. That's what responsible adults do. She's moving in with me in a few months. We're both on the lease this time. The apartment is still beige. Rachel says she likes it, says it's calming. She brought over some plants and some framed art, and it feels like a home again. A real one, not a content set. And you know what? I don't miss the glitter, not even a little bit. Talia texted me one last time last week from a new number. I hope you know you ruined my life over paint. I replied, I hope you know you ruined your own life by prioritizing content over consequences. Then I blocked that number too. Thanks for following this journey, Reddit. It's been wild. I'm closing this chapter now. Time to move forward. Take care of yourselves. And for the love of God, don't let anyone paint your rental apartment lavender.